Hello again everybody and a very warm welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a focused look at a new product from FS Academy, and it's releasing for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So hit like, hit subscribe, share your thoughts down in the comments section below. What we're going to look at today is FS Academy's new Interceptor package. And it basically builds on all of the stuff that we've learned from before from the IFR package that they released for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, but with a whole load of new advanced features and details that we can now enjoy in the newer Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It's actually now got 30 lessons and more sort of finely tuned integration with the newer sim. It's going to be intended for the in-game or in-sim marketplace, and expected release, although not confirmed at the moment, somewhere around $30 US. We're taking a little look at it before we do dive into the detail at the actual trailer that they've released for it, which is just running in the background. And all the different chapters and topics focus on flying VORs, MDBs, using the Omni bearing selector in the aircraft, flying compass turns, DME arcs, procedures, and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to dive in. We're going to have a little look at what this new package has to offer. And we'll start with introductions, mission 1 if you like, and for information it's actually in the kind of activities tab of your Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Then you go to custom content and you'll then find it sat in here, and you can see all of the different missions that we've got available: nav exercises, flying standard instrument departures, learning about wind, all the key skills that we really need to kind of learn and get better at all the time when we're flying in the sim, if we're chasing that immersion and that kind of accuracy with our experience. There's a whole lot, and as you can see, it slowly builds modules. They get more and more complex, all the way through to flying interceptions, en route navigation at night, and then your instrument check rides as well, which are the kind of the final 2 missions, if you like, to bring everything we've learned into practice. But we'll look at introduction for now, and straight away it gives you, as it loads, a load of kind of tips and tricks, if you like, and it's just basically here giving you a heads up as to where all of your relevant instruments may be and what they're called as well. Now the introduction, for example, is designed to lead you through all of these different instruments with an ATIS, and it kind of sets the background to all of the different missions you're going to be flying. And we begin the journey effectively here at Jersey, Echo Golf Juliet.
The clouds grow denser and descend lower, while the rain intensity.
As you progress and you get deeper into the missions, so you end up going into some in-flight training, and we're going to have a quick look at advanced handling, which is mission number 4. And the whole point of this is to give you a taste of what to expect if you purchase the package for your own enjoyment.
You have a series of attitude targets that enable you to perform reliable and a climb attitude of 7.5 degrees.
And as you can see,
the airspeed to settle around 75
it
knots.
ticks you off as you're going through the mission steps,
as part of the scan,
so you
and
can see your
trim as
progress.
Of course, as our speed reduces, the bank angle needed for a rate 1 turn also reduces, but we'll keep things simple for this lesson.
And this is incredibly important when you're trying to learn the skills that you'll then take into the airliner. So if you're new to flight sim, this is absolutely a package that you must use.
17 degrees.
And I've found that all of these missions are actually at a very good pace. You know, it's not just climb from 2,500 feet to 3,000, meaning that everything is condensed. It is a 17-degree turn to the right, and then rolling out as you then begin a climb, rolling out on 090, but you're then climbing to 5,000 feet, so it gives you time to trim the aircraft, think about your flow and your scans when you're looking at all of the instruments, trying to be as precise as possible. And you can see there, as I've been chatting away, I've actually drifted 10 degrees to the right, which is pretty sloppy. And so I then focus on the instruments and I get back to 090. And the mission naturally won't progress until you achieve the steps required. So we've done the rolling right, we've done rolling level on 090, and now we're looking to climb at full power, 7.5 degrees nose up to 5,000 feet. It's quite a slow climb. It gives you time to kind of ease yourself
Don't allow the pitch angle to wander.
into
Keep
it.
the AI at the core of your scan.
And you can hear there that because I've let that pitch angle drop slightly from 7.5, just a smidge, it's then giving me a prompt again to be accurate with my flying. There's a bit of turbulence. It's a preset weather setup from the package. So there's a bit of turbulence, a little bit of chop, a little bit of wind. It's quite a bit of cloud. So it does make you have to work the controls, use the trim accordingly. I've trimmed it for this climb at the moment. And because all of the different missions build on each other, there's no diving in at the deep end wondering how to do, I don't know, VOR navigation, for example. Each mission builds into the next. And certainly if you are new to flight sim, as I've mentioned before, products like these are so vital at building your skill set and actually understanding elements of navigation, which if you're going to be flying on VATSIM are so crucial to being able to enjoy that immersive experience with everyone else in the community. It's also a great way, if you're not looking to fly on VATSIM, but perhaps you're flying offline and you just enjoy flight sim, it is also a fantastic way of building your skills and achieving stuff and, you know, enhancing your knowledge. And it's very rewarding as you tick each one off and you work through it. You know that your skill set is being built upon and you're getting better at flying anyway. And it is quite rewarding working through each of the missions, knowing that you're progressing. Working back into the cloud. Again, it's almost pointless just looking outside. We just scan the instruments, and it gives you confidence in those instruments.
It was locked at 17 degrees back with the AI.
As well. If you lose track, quickly look at the right. You can see there we want 270, so I'll start the rollout now.
Roll out on heading 270 and continue down
Perhaps a bit
to
early.
4,000 feet.
But we can correct.
Level off and raise both the power and the pitch angle to their cruise settings.
Like this. It's so effortless and smooth. We're back in the pea soup, working away through mission 4 quite nicely.
That's how we combine turns with altitude changes. We will next introduce the navigation instruments into our scan pattern. There were a few mistakes that I noticed, so I'd consider repeating this lesson before moving on.
So you see there that because we've allowed our heading to drift and that kind of thing, then it's telling us that because of a couple of those mistakes, it advises that we do it again. And we get that score right at the end as well, so we can see how we've performed. So the more accurate you fly, the better you're going to score, and then at the end it will give you that dynamic recommendation to progress to mission 5, or, as we've seen in that last few seconds, a revisit to the start of this mission so that we can build on those couple of mistakes that we had made on that previous attempt. And as it gets more complex and your confidence builds, it then throws in extra complexity, thinking about your wind drift, looking at heading versus track and your drift angle and being able to calculate that and correct for that as well.
Clock face method to determine this.
You're not stuck in just that Cessna 152 either. As the missions progress and you go into things like the track and drift and wind correction missions, you're then in the Cessna 172 with the glass cockpit, which is really awesome.
So we would apply half of the wind speed, 10 knots. If the crosswind angle is 60 degrees or more, we apply all of the wind speed, 20 knots.
And it talks you through everything in a really easy to understand manner.
A quarter of an hour, so we apply a quarter of the wind speed, and so on.
And as you know from watching my videos, I'm a big fan of very carefully annotated tutorials, ones that are easy to explain, simple for you to learn from. That's the core principle of my channel, as a lot of you know. So products like this that explain things in a similar manner with a lot of detail from a real airline captain, for example, in this case, they are really, really good. Extremely useful. So whether or not you're looking to brush up on your already obtained skills, maybe give yourself a refresher, or you're starting from scratch, FS Academy Interceptor is one of the best products for learning all the right stuff in a nice, easy way. And a lot of this
until glide slope interception
is super relevant
for runway 26
to airliner flying. I mean, this, for example, is a mission teaching you how to do a circle to land. That's huge, because actually they are some of the most challenging and complex procedures that you can fly in an airliner, and we love flying them. You know, Innsbruck, for example, it's a flight sim favourite. So if you can learn the core principles of a circling approach via add-ons like this that are genuinely training you to fly this well, then you're going to be super accurate with your online flying.
Course 263 and watch for the glide slope to come alive.
And look at how nice the flow is and the pace.
Glide slope alive. Allow the glide slope to near centre and then start a 3-degree descent path.
Now don't forget, this is all about instrument flying. So we are in the cloud, ticking off those mission steps as we go. Working to be as accurate as possible. And it's, you know, easy to try and look outside, but we're not going to achieve anything. So the real bonus with this is it's telling you and it's teaching you how to trust your instruments.
The ILS, we will level off at 800 feet.
And now we're getting visible with the airfield. We can see the runway, we can see the pappies. Looking pretty good.
Runway in sight, level off at 800 feet.
Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section below.
Now make a standard rate right turn to track 308.
And if you are going to give it a go, let me know what you're looking forward to learning the most out of a product like this. Is it going to be VOR NDB navigation? Is it going to be refining those skills for an ILS?
And now we time for 30 seconds.
But as always, I'm super interested to hear your thoughts now, having watched this video. A little bit of a teaser, a bit of a preview of FS Academy Interceptor. As a reminder, it's going to be priced at approximately around $30 US, although that isn't set yet as I record this.
We're looking for 80 knots at this stage.
It is going to be released on the MSFS 2024 Marketplace in due course. I personally think this is a superb product. It was good in 2020 anyway, but now it just seems very seamless. It seems very intuitive, incredibly well integrated into the simulator, and it, even for me, is a great way of building my confidence in the flight sim. Even though I predominantly always fly airliners, things like circle to lands I don't do all the time. I've done tutorials on various circle to lands, but it is
make a left base turn to line up with
a skill that can diminish. I've always found products like this are always underappreciated by the wider community. But I hope you've enjoyed this video nevertheless. Hit like and hit subscribe. If you know people in the community that you think might benefit from this as well, do feel free to share them the video link. But in the meantime, as always, I'm going to get this Cessna 172 on the ground as best as I can in Jersey. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.